I'm Enchantress of Numbers, and this is my submission video for SGDQ2018 of Tetris with Cardcaptor, Sakura, Eternal Heart on the Story Mode Easy difficulty. The normal mode of this game was featured in AGDQ 2017, and so the easy mode is a little bit different. It's quite a bit shorter, and basically you get in easy mode you get 3 minutes per stage over the course of 18 stages to clear them, and as you'll see in the speedrun, all of the stages are cleared well under that 3-minute time limit. So one big change over the way this was played at SGDQ, or I keep saying SGDQ, at AGDQ 2017 is that at that time it was played, we played it on a PlayStation 1. It needs to be Japanese region because the game was only released in Japan. But now the game is played on PlayStation 2 with the fast disk speed turned on, so that helps cut out some of the load times and makes the game it makes it a better game because you're not worried about your load times quite so much, and so it helps more of the time focus on the gameplay. So this is the story behind this game is that Arika, the company who made Tetris the Grandmaster, wanted to release Tetris the Grandmaster for the PlayStation, but they didn't have the license to do so. But they did have the license for Cardcaptor Sakura, and so they decided to use the TGM engine that they had and make an interesting Tetris-based puzzle game for the PlayStation, and so it's an officially licensed Tetris game, and it is exceedingly anime and exceedingly cute. The easy mode is pretty easy, but the normal mode is quite a bit more difficult. So one other thing that makes in a like a first playthrough or a casual playthrough is you can restart on easy mode. You can restart stages, and gems that you've already cleared will be gone from the screen. I guess I haven't explained yet. The point of these puzzles are, you notice the round gem blocks in the stack, and so those are always in the same place, and the goal is to clear those gem blocks as quickly as possible. So, and it doesn't matter any of the blocks without the gems in them. You don't have to worry about those at all. So ideally you would only clear lines that also clear gem blocks, but sometimes that's not entirely possible. So, but it's a neat twist on Tetris, and it really helps with learning skimming strategies. And then so that misdrop there does cost a little bit of time, but luckily we're able to recover pretty quickly. So and you notice in all the cutscenes you get to see, or loading times and stuff, you see little screenshots from Cardcaptor Sakura, and I believe the story for this game is based on the story from Season 3 of the Cardcaptor Sakura anime. I'm not super familiar with that, so I don't know. You notice one of the gems just disappeared, and that's a mechanic in the game, I think meant to make it easier, but it makes it kind of more frustrating. is if you don't clear gems quickly enough, they'll start disappearing because the game thinks you've stacked over them, and it'll give them back to you inside pieces that you're placing. There's the world record strats for that stage. Basically, because the gems disappear in a specific order, it's a risky stacking strat to only to clear them basically in the order that they're gonna erase, because that stage, the erase stage, they erase much more quickly than they do on any other stage. But for marathon safety, you only lose, like, that stage I lost 2 seconds doing a marathon safe strat over going for world record strats. So that stage is basically, it's kind of like an auto-scroller. What happens is every 7 pieces you place, another row appears, so the faster you place the blocks, the faster you can clear the stage. But because of the way the stage works, it's important to continue stacking cleanly. You notice, for some reason, my capture card drops sync on my PlayStation occasionally, and I don't know why, but that happens a few times. And so that would likely not be a problem at SGDQ. So this stage is, there's kind of a way you want to stack this so you don't cover up those holes, and so you can clear it quickly. You want to stack above to not cover the holes any further than they already are. So there's a lot of interesting, it's neat how the RTA strats for this game differ from so the marathon safe strats for this game, I should say, differ from RTA strats for what you might do in like a world record attempt per se, because, or if you can actually save your seeds and replay those seeds later, and that's a separate category on the board where you'd have a curated seed list per stage, and you can have optimum placement. So you have, for these marathon safe strats, you have specific strats that are that work regardless of the piece sequence that you get. So, and that's more apparent in normal mode, where there's a lot more times where you need a specific piece to clear the what you've got. And so I feel like easy mode has a lot less variability than normal mode, so I think that might make for a good race. But as we saw at, I think the race at AGDQ a few years, 2 years ago, did go over pretty well. So, as far as at least that's what I felt. So we are moving into the end game of this. There are 4 stages left. The glow stage. Basically, you want to try to clear these as quickly as possible, and could have played that a little bit cleaner and better, but you gotta, that's kind of the nature of the game. You gotta play based on what you think you're gonna get, or what to compensate for what you could get. So So this stage you just have the tall stack in the center and you kind of stack around it to try to clear all the gems. It's a pretty straightforward stage. But I do think that one of the neat things about racing this game is because you don't know the RNG that you're going to get, I think it can lead to a little bit of back and forth. When one player gets a better RNG than on a particular stage, and then it flips the next stage or something like that. So and now we're on the final stage, Light and Dark, and they add a new gimmick for us here, where we have, since this is 2 cards that you get, you're collecting 19 cards over 18 stages, you actually play in 2 wells at the same time. A light well and a dark well. So you can see the left well is the dark well, and the right well is the light well. And so kind of recovering from a little bit of a mistake there. And then there's a neat spin that I do right here to clean that up. And so there we go. Putting up a time. Time ends when the cards are done there. So once you've captured the cards. And so basically 22 seconds off my PB. Not bad for marathon safe strats. So once again, this was Tetris with Cardcaptor Sakura Eternal Heart. Story mode easy. Submission for SGDQ 2018. Thanks for watching.